Imagine this for a moment. It is the 3rd of the month. A retired woman named Margaret, 72 years old, walks slowly to her mailbox like she does every morning. The Florida sun is warm on her face. She is expecting her Social Security deposit confirmation, the same one she has received for the last 7 years. But today, something is different. She opens her bank app on her phone, the way her grandson taught her. She squints at the screen. Her usual deposit of $1,047 is not there. Instead, she sees a much smaller number, less than half of what she expected. Her hands start to shake. Her heart begins to race. She thinks maybe it is a mistake. Maybe the bank made an error. Maybe Social Security is just running late this month. Then she remembers. That letter. The one from the Social Security Administration. The one she opened 3 months ago, looked at briefly, felt confused by, and placed in the drawer next to the refrigerator. She told herself she would deal with it later. That letter was the warning. And now, half of her monthly check is gone. Her rent is due in 11 days. Her medications cost $300. And she does not know what to do. Margaret is not alone. Thousands of seniors across the United States are opening their bank accounts right now and finding the exact same shock. A check that was supposed to be there is not. If you are watching this video, please listen very carefully, because what I am about to share with you could save your monthly Social Security payment. It could save your home. It could save your peace of mind. I am Masha. I am a Senior Policy Analyst, and for years I have helped retirees understand the rules that the government does not explain in plain language, the rules that are buried in fine print, the rules that quietly take money from people who worked their whole lives to earn it. Today, I am going to walk you through one specific letter from the Social Security Administration that millions of seniors are receiving. I will tell you exactly what it says, exactly what it means, and exactly what you must do within the first 30 days, the first 60 days, and the first 90 days to protect yourself. And please stay with me until the end of this video, because there is one mistake, one tiny mistake, that nearly every senior makes when they receive this letter. It is a mistake that costs people their entire monthly check. I will reveal it near the end, and I want you to hear it. So get a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let us begin. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert is 67 years old. He retired 3 years ago from a career as a maintenance supervisor at a hospital in Ohio. He worked for 42 years. He paid into Social Security every single paycheck. He never asked for a handout. He never missed a tax return. He is the kind of man who shakes your hand firmly and looks you in the eye when he speaks. Robert started receiving his Social Security retirement benefits at 65. About $2,100 a month. It was not a fortune, but combined with a small pension and his wife Linda's part-time bookkeeping job, it was enough. Enough to pay the mortgage, enough to visit the grandkids in Tennessee twice a year, enough to feel that all those years of hard work meant something. Then, one Tuesday, Robert came home from the grocery store and saw a white envelope from the Social Security Administration sitting on the kitchen counter. He opened it. He read it once, then he read it again, and his stomach dropped. The letter said Robert had been overpaid $8,400 over the past 2 years. It said the Social Security Administration was going to recover this money. The language was formal, there were numbers, there were dates, there was a phone number at the bottom. Robert did not understand most of it. He felt embarrassed. He thought maybe he had done something wrong. Maybe he had filled out a form incorrectly years ago. Maybe Linda's part-time income had pushed them over some limit he did not know about. He told Linda about it that evening. She said, "Let's call them tomorrow." But tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. The letter went into the drawer. Robert told himself, if it is really important, they will send another letter. They did not send another letter. 3 months later, Robert opened his bank account on the 3rd of the month and saw $1,050 instead of $2,100. Half his check. Gone. He called Social Security. He waited on hold for 2 hours. When he finally spoke to a representative, she explained that because he had not responded within 30 days of the notice, His benefits were now being withheld at 50% every single month until the $8,400 was fully recovered. That meant he would lose $1,050 a month for the next 8 months. Robert sat at his kitchen table that night and cried, not because of the money, because of how easily he could have prevented it. If only someone had told him what that letter actually meant. That is why I am making this video today, because there are millions of Roberts and Margarets out there right now, and the letter is sitting in their drawer, and the clock is ticking. Now let me explain, in very simple language, exactly what this letter is and what the rules really are. The official name is the Notice of Overpayment. It comes from the Social Security Administration. It is mailed to you when the SSA decides, for any reason, that they paid you more money than they think you were entitled to. Here is the first thing you need to understand. The SSA does not have to be right. They simply have to make a determination. And once they make that determination, the burden is on you, the senior, to respond. The letter will tell you 3 things: the amount they say you were overpaid, the reason they believe the overpayment happened, and your options to repay, appeal, or request a waiver. Now here is the most important number in this entire video: 30 days. According to the Social Security Administration's own website, SSA Gov, they will wait at least 30 days from the date on the notice before they begin collecting the money. If you do nothing for 30 days, the collection starts automatically. There is no second letter. There is no warning phone call. There is no friendly reminder. Your check just gets reduced. And how much do they take? If your overpayment notice is dated after April 25, 2025, and it involves your retirement benefits, your survivor benefits, your family benefits, or your Social Security disability insurance, the default withholding rate is 50% of your monthly check. Half. Gone. Every single month until the debt is paid off. For supplemental security income, or SSI, the rate is 10%. And for most overpayments dated before March 27, 2025, the rate also stays at 10%. Now, I want to be very honest with you, because there is some history here you should know. Back in March of 2024, the Social Security Administration set the default rate at 10%. That was reasonable. Then on March 27, 2025, they raised it to 100%. Yes, 100%. That meant your entire check could be withheld. After public outcry on April 25, 2025, they reduced it to the current 50% for new Title II overpayments. So if you received a notice between March 27 and April 25 of 2025, you may still be in that 100% window. And if you have not acted, your entire check could already be on the line. Now let me tell you something that the SSA's own Inspector General reported in July of 2024. Improper payments make up less than 1% of all the benefits Social Security pays out. And many of those overpayments are not the senior's fault. They are caused by SSA errors, outdated wage records, computer system mistakes, confusion about income reporting rules. So when you get that letter, please do not assume you did something wrong. Very often, it is the agency that made the mistake, not you. Now let me tell you about the 4 big misconceptions that trap seniors. I want you to listen carefully because if you remember nothing else from this video, remember these. Misconception number 1. It must be my fault, so I have to pay. No, you do not have to assume guilt. You have the right to request a waiver if you believe the overpayment was not your fault, and repaying it would cause you financial hardship. Misconception number 2. I have to start repaying right away. No. If you file a waiver request or an appeal within 30 days of the notice, the Social Security Administration legally cannot collect any money from you until they make a decision on your request. This is the single most powerful protection you have, and most seniors never use it. Misconception number 3. I missed the deadline, so it is too late. Not necessarily. You have 60 days to file a formal appeal using a specific form I will tell you about in a moment. AARP has reported that under current SSA practice, you generally have up to 90 days to appeal, request a waiver, or negotiate a lower repayment rate before withholding begins. Misconception number 4. This is old news. They cannot come after me now. This is the most dangerous one. The Social Security Administration can revive overpayment debts that are 5, 10, even 20 years old. And here is something most people do not know. If you pass away before the debt is repaid, they can collect from your spouse or family members who later receive survivor benefits on your record. The debt does not die with you. Now, I want to give you the good news. Because there is good news. There are 3 official legal protections that the Social Security Administration itself has set up. These protections work, but only if you use them, and only if you use them in time. The first protection is the waiver. This uses Form SSA 632BK, which is officially called the Request for Waiver of Overpayment Recovery. You file this form when you believe 2 things are true. First, that the overpayment was not your fault, and second, that paying it back would cause you financial hardship or would simply be unfair. If the SSA grants your waiver, the entire debt is erased, wiped out, gone. And here is something wonderful. There is no time limit to file a waiver. You can file it anytime. You can also call 1-800-772-1213, and the SSA may be able to process small waiver requests right over the phone. The second protection is the appeal. This uses Form SSA 561U2, called the Request for Reconsideration. You file this if you disagree that you were overpaid at all, or you disagree with the amount. The deadline to file this appeal is 60 days from the date of the notice. But here is the magic. If you file within the first 30 days, the Social Security Administration cannot collect any money from you while they are reviewing your appeal. The third protection is the lower repayment rate request. Under SSA's own rules, if you cannot afford to lose 50% of your check, you can ask them to reduce the monthly recovery amount based on your actual income and your necessary living expenses. Things like rent, food, medication, utilities. Many seniors successfully negotiate this down to 10% or even less. But you have to ask. They will not offer it. And one special note for SSI recipients. If you receive supplemental security income and you file your appeal within just 10 days of the notice, your SSI payments continue at the full prior rate while your appeal is being decided. That is a powerful protection for our most vulnerable seniors. So what happens if you do nothing? If you let that letter sit in the drawer the way Robert did? Here is the cold reality. After 30 days, the Social Security Administration begins automatic withholding at the default rate. For most retirement, survivor, family, and disability benefits today, that is 50% of your monthly check, every single month, until the debt is repaid. If you stop receiving Social Security for any reason, the SSA can still come after the money. They can seize your federal tax refund through what is called the Treasury Offset Program. They can intercept certain state payments. And if you go back to work, they can garnish your wages directly from your paycheck. If you miss the 60-day appeal deadline, you lose the right to challenge whether the overpayment was even real. You can still ask for a waiver, but you can no longer dispute the underlying claim. And as I mentioned, if you pass away with the debt unpaid, your surviving spouse or family members who collect on your record may be held responsible. This is why this letter is, without exaggeration, the single most consequential piece of mail a retiree can ever receive. Now, I promised you 3 exact actions you can take today to protect yourself. Here they are. Write them down. Pause the video if you need to. Step number 1. If you have received a notice of overpayment, take it out of the drawer right now. Look at the date on the letter. Count how many days have passed. If it has been less than 30 days, you still have the strongest protection available. Call the Social Security Administration at 1-800-772-1213 today and request either a waiver or an appeal. Do not wait. Do not think about it. Do it today. Step number 2. Go to the official Social Security website at SSA.gov and download 2 forms. Form SSA 632BK for a waiver and Form SSA 561U2 for an appeal. Fill them out carefully. If you need help, ask a family member, a trusted friend, or call a free legal aid service for seniors. Many states have them. AARP also offers guidance on this exact issue. Submit the form by certified mail or upload it through your My Social Security account so you have a record that it was received. Step number 3. Keep copies of everything. Every letter from the SSA, every form you submit, every phone call you make. Write down the date, the time, the name of the representative, and what was discussed. If something goes wrong later, those notes are your protection. They are your proof. Treat this paperwork the way you would treat the deed to your home, because in many ways, it is just as important. Now, before I finish, I promised you one more thing. The hidden mistake that almost every senior makes. The one that costs them their entire check. Here it is. Most seniors, when they finally do call the Social Security Administration, agree to start paying right away over the phone. They feel guilty, they feel embarrassed, they feel pressured. The representative says, "Okay, sir, we can set up a repayment plan starting next month." And the senior just says, yes. That single word, yes, can waive your right to a waiver. It can be interpreted as accepting that the debt is valid. It can quietly close the door on the strongest protections you had. So please, please, before you agree to anything on the phone, before you sign anything, before you pay a single dollar, file your waiver request first. File your appeal first. Get it in writing. Get a confirmation number. Then, and only then, discuss repayment. That is the mistake. That is the trap. And now you know how to avoid it. My friends, I want to speak to you from the heart for just a moment. You worked your whole life. You paid into Social Security with every paycheck for 30, 40, sometimes 50 years. That money is yours. You earned it. And no government letter, no bureaucratic mistake, no confusing form should ever take it away from you without you knowing your rights. But here's the difficult truth. The rules change. They changed in March of 2024. They changed again in March of 2025. They changed again in April of 2025. And they may change again next month or next year. YouTube notifications will not always reach you in time. The mail may arrive a day too late. The news may not cover it. That is why I want you to do one more thing for me. Right now, look in the description below this video. You will find a link to the Global Senior Alerts official WhatsApp channel. Click that link and join us. It is completely free. When you join, you will receive a free download of our Senior Benefits Protection Guide, which includes a printable checklist for handling exactly the kind of letter we talked about today. You will also get real-time alerts whenever the rules change. Social Security updates, Medicare changes, new banking regulations, pension law updates, airport rules for seniors, insurance policy changes. Everything you need to protect what you have earned, delivered to your phone the moment it happens. Do not rely only on YouTube. Do not rely only on the mail. Join us in the WhatsApp channel and let us watch out for you. If this video helped you, or if you know someone, a parent, a neighbor, a friend from church, who might have one of these letters sitting in their drawer right now, please share this video with them. You might save their monthly check. You might save their home. I am Masha. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stay informed, stay protected. And remember, the rules may be complicated, but you are not alone in figuring them out. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.